Hey everybody, Complacent Badger with the inevitable and brawny and powerful Sierra Kilo.
Greetings. All of that's true. It is inevitable. I am inevitable.
Alright, so just got done doing week 9. I don't really feel like week 9 was all that exciting.
You can tell by the scores. It was a pretty one-sided week.
I think between roles and then just kind of a little bit of mismatching and skill, you know, inevitably with a league that has varying skill levels. I think it was just a kind of a week that it was almost predetermined what was going to happen. A couple situations, couple games made it kind of go up in the air, but for the most part, I think a lot of our bets went out.
I was totally wrong on the Hustle One Mass Rack, but we always knew that was pretty much a toss-up.
Yeah, that was definitely a coin flip kind of a game.
But Mass Rack had an outstanding game. Hustle One made just a couple mistakes, but
just enough mistakes to push it over onto Mass Rack's side.
Right, and Mass Rack just nice and slowly marched down the field, kept his head, didn't force himself into situations where he needed to use the re-rolls, and came out with a 2-0 victory.
Yeah.
And then we look at the other two games and say that Master Moose has many more games under his belt, and that's I think one of the major contributors to his second victory over Ducky Shoes. Last week, or the last time that they played was a 5-0 in his favor. This time it's a 4-0. She played a lot better. The mistakes that she made were significant, but when we talked through the commentary of the games, overall, I mean, did a lot better. She's starting to see the things the way that she needs to be seeing them. Used the opportunity to tackle a little bit more. Didn't throw everything all the time right away. And then Action Jackson against you, we had, the pretty much the league captain against another very valid player, and you came out ahead 1-0.
Yeah, I would put a good probably 60% of that a little bit on luck. There was a couple situations that, especially that potential touchdown and drive 1 right at the end where he failed to going for it. I mean,
right.
Yeah, the situation was kind of, I set it up to where he had to make a few rolls that he, obviously didn't want to make the touchdown. So it worked in my favor. But in the second drive, I think it was a little less luck and more just proper positioning.
I mean, I can't tell you how many. There were 4 or 5 times where you put 3 goblins on a guy and tackled him for 2 die.
Yep, it was probably the only game that I've ever played where I didn't have secret weapons out and I was still putting guys in the ground.
So that was the determining factor. He was a little low on players, but that was, significantly due to your previous plays. You caused that. Not so much, just bad die roll or anything, but you kind of wore him down throughout the game and then ended up in a position where he was very spread out. You were able to create small pockets of guys that were just, it was hilarious to watch.
All glory to sidestep.
Goblins tackling.
All right. So, and that was kind of the way everything kind of fell down is, Mass Rack 2-0 against exactly as planned. Ducky Shoes with the Sunday Speedwalker 0-4 against the Umbrella Corporation. Master Moose leading them. Crazy Eights led by Action Jackson losing 0-1 to myself, the Pitch Doctors. For the teams, I don't think there was any significant change with level ups or whatnot.
There were at least, you leveled up.
Oh, that's right. Dum Dum, I picked up Break Tackle on him because now he's level 3.
That's scary.
Yeah, so now he's going to be a mobile Goblin Passer.
Yeah, as long as his really stupid doesn't hit all the time. But that's awesome. That's a pretty interesting choice.
With all the strength abilities, there's just not a lot for a troll.
Right.
I was kind of just not really sure what to get, so I just picked up something that I knew would be more useful than not.
I've noticed that too on my guys. Level 3 is tough because you're just like, kind of got everything that I want, really. I had a lineman level up because for the bye week.
Hey, you picked
It
up
was
Fend.
Curry. Yeah.
Nice. It's an interesting ability, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean we've got a lot of folks with frenzy, so trying to mitigate that. That and I'm kind of set on getting a different ability on every guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make everybody work for it.
Alberto Wesker still with 0-star player points.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He had somebody level. He had a guy level 4, right?
Yes, he picked up pro.
Again, so
Yeah.
good. All right.
Doesn't look like any. Tackle. Finally picked up a tackle on a pit fighter cultist.
Yeah.
Let's see what Masrak's doing. Mighty
Mighty
Blow
Blow was the
tackle.
same, I think.
So good. Oh yeah, these are all pretty much the same. And then Sunday Speedwalkers, I don't think had any level ups, and they did not. But they are going to be missing 2 players against me. That's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Treeman got grabbed.
Okay, good.
Probably the best choice for a Treeman.
I think so too.
Once again, strength doesn't really have a lot of good stuff for strength guys, I don't think.
Right.
Alright, so the rankings have kind of some fluctuations. We have Sunday Speedwalkers pulling in the rear with 6 points, looking at 1 win, 3 draws, and 5 losses. Looking at the lowest team value in the league by a relatively significant amount.
Yeah.
I think that one's a modified because of the 2 missing players, though.
True.
7th is the Crazy Eights, Action Jackson, 8 points, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses.
So he dropped this week.
Yes, it's those losses. Obviously, the 2 people with the most losses are in the last paid places. Right. Team value hovering right about normal. Maybe for this league a little slightly low.
Yeah, I think so.
Our now missing coach, Flying Coconuts, is still sitting at a comfortable 6th place.
So, yeah, the only shame would be is if he didn't end the season dead last.
Yep. He has 2 wins, 3 true draws, 2 draws through him being absent, and 2 losses. His team value staying as the 2nd highest.
Well, he got so many agility players, right?
He's got 1 agility 4 player.
1 agility 4 player.
Yeah,
so,
he's just got a lot of guys who leveled to 2.
Yeah, that's true.
I have scratched my way up to 5th place with 12.
Yeah, and tied with 4th place. So.
Yep.
Hustling sitting there.
Yep, having the same everything, 3-3-3 for the both of us. So my team value, massive.
Yeah, you do have almost a full roster, if not a full roster.
I do have a full roster.
Yep, that'll do it. But so Hustler 1 has dropped. He was 3rd, so I think Masrak and Hustler 1 have flipped.
Mm-hmm. That's how I saw it going. I just knew Masrak had a strong team and was getting good. I kind of expected it. I mean, granted, his stats are, I mean, 4 wins, 4 losses, but, you know, those losses were, he never really got blown out, other than against Master Moose 4-0, which,
yep.
Shame on you, Masrak.
Yeah, well, he's going to be able to redeem himself, right?
Yeah, at some point.
I think maybe this week.
Yeah, maybe. 2nd place, Master Moose, creeping up on you, man. 17 points, 5-2-2.
I would like to say in my defense, I didn't actually play this week, so I pulled a draw.
Yeah, it's actually your first draw, but not really. Like, it's
right.
not a real draw.
That's 1 point instead of a sure victory that I would have had over Flying Coconuts.
I don't know if that's true.
I can say it now that he's out of the league.
I think honestly that a draw would have been probably where I thought it would have landed.
Yeah, I would have been happy with that. What did we do last time? I beat him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you beat him by a touchdown.
Yeah.
But
that's that. So I mean, the top two are close, and the middle is up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Any game.
That bronze can be taken by anybody right now.
Yeah, and the important thing to remember is get out of sixth or get out of 7th and 8th place, kiddos, because you need to get 11 points. Well, you need to get 12 points really to be Flying Coconuts, and well, he's going to get one every week.
Yes.
So,
his ending score, we're going into week 10, which will get a point. 10, 11, 12, 13. So he's going to get plus 4 points. Or sorry, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's going to get plus 5 points. He'll be at 16 points by the end of this. If you do not have 17 points or more, you're getting beat by a guy who's not playing.
Yeah.
The kind of the wrench in the machine is going to be when the playoffs come, wherever Flying Coconuts falls, that person again, opposite him is going to get a bye in the first round of the playoffs. So if he does drop all the way down to 8th, the person in first will get a free pass in the first game of the playoffs. Whereas if he lands 7th, it's going to be most likely the person in second who gets a free pass.
Right, but that, I mean, you look at it and say that's going to be a additional game that somebody's not going to be able to play in hopes of getting more points.
Very true.
So, I mean, there's pluses and minuses to it. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. We're, obviously making the best of it, but that's the thing.
For match 10, or match day 10, I should say, it's going to be the Nordic Kneecappers against Crazy Eights.
Feeling okay.
Yeah, the recent show of the Crazy Eights has been just not really able to utilize the Frenzy properly. The Bloodthirster not really shining lately. I think once again, I keep hanging on this.
He was so scared of my werewolves last time.
Yeah.
So I'll just feed him some werewolves and just.
I think the big difference is
everything else.
I think the big difference is that now that he has a lot of block, you're not going to have the huge benefit of block against him.
Right.
And it's going to he's going to be better at hitting than you. He's armor value 8 and he has frenzy. He's just better at hitting. And if you get pulled into a boxing match, he's going to win.
Yeah, absolutely true. Plus he's got that Corn Demon, so
yeah, the Bloodthirster will definitely run rampant on you if you're not careful.
That'll make things difficult. So
my money is 70-30 on SK. I think it's going to be a 2-0 victory.
I'd like to see that as well. I've been doing such a really good job of denying touchdowns that I'd really like a shutout. If not, only give up one, and I don't see how I would not be able to get one per half.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping for a 2-1.
Okay.
But I'm expecting a 2-1. I'm hoping for a 2-0.
Yep.
How about that?
That'll be good.
All right.
Pitch Doctors against the Sunday Speedwalkers. This is going to be a game I actually tied with Ducky Shoes last time, so I'm hoping to do a little bit better there. I think playing against a team that has the ability to still knock me around, but tends not to knock me around, I might have a huge benefit here. She is lacking 2 players going into this game, so she's going to be taking 1 mercenary unless she gets somebody on salary.
Yeah, I don't know if she'd have enough money for.
Yeah, I didn't look at her funds.
Want to, for that matter.
Yep. I'm going 80-20 for me, but I only think the score is going to be 2-1 my favor.
Yeah, and here's the thing that's going to make the difference. All of her linemen are strength 3. All of your goblins are strength 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to, if she decides to punch and does so effectively, she's got a legitimate shot at a victory here.
I think the big difference is the player number, the amount of players.
Right. So, but she needs to hit and then use the numbers on the field, and not the numbers on the roster. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You have 16 players, but you'll never have more than 11
Yep.
on the field at any one time. And if she can knock out a couple goblins, that'll definitely take everything down. But you've got that 2 agility, 4 goblins, and you have your strong arm on your ogre. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen there, but she needs to turn it into a punching match as much as it is an agility tournament.
Yep.
Right.
Next one is Umbrella Corporation and the Snarl-Tooth Smashes. The last time it ended 4-0 in favor of the Umbrella Corporation. I'm going 70-30 in favor of the Umbrella Corporation, but I think it will be a 3-1 game.
Okay, I'd go 2-1 I'd go 2-1.
Are you?
I still think they're going to win.
Are you 70-30 on Master Moose against Master?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't see Master as being able to come back from a 4-0 loss and and pull a win.
I think Master X is going to have a really strong opening drive, be able to get a touchdown turn 6 probably, just keep pushing through like he does with that cage. And then he's going to start losing a little bit of players. He's not going to have a good defense. Get 1 touchdown scorer before the half, and then the second half will belong to the Vampires. 2 touchdowns in the second half.
Bold. I like it, though.
Exactly.
I got a feeling that exactly as planned and Iron Beer Bellies are going to tie.
Yeah, it's going to be a 0-0 tie. No injuries. Yeah, that one's going to be a bye, and that sucks. But at least he'll get he's got a missing player this week, so
that's a benefit.
Yeah,
you're gonna get,
I mean
you get that the MVP. So we verified that on my team that I actually got a level up because of an MVP on a week that I didn't even bother playing.
Yep. Well,
that's the level of respect I have against the other players.
There you go.
I just took the day off. No, I don't want to play.
We haven't glanced at the Hall of Fame lately, so let's take a look at it. We'll do it probably this time and then one more time before the playoffs. For most experienced player, we have 36 star player points to A. Wesker. He is a level 4 vampire. Al Wesker right behind him at 31, and then Nurse Tipgrit, my agility 4 goblin with catch at 29, tied with 2 other players from Umbrella Corporation and the Sunday Speedwalkers. So pretty nicely spread. I mean, Umbrella Corporation's having a lot of star player points, but we all...
Right. I mean, he's got a lot of touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Best scorer, A. Wesker at 8, and Al Wesker at 6, and also tied with Nurse Tipgrit, same one, at 6 touchdowns as well. So, kind of seeing most experience, most touchdowns kind of going in the same hand-in-hand.
Yep, that's how it's going to go.
Best thrower, Chesda with 14. Kind of just passing in the backfield a lot as well, so
yeah, so I
kind
thought
of a weighted stat.
The actual amount of that's not none of those are relating to a score, but
well, I wouldn't say none, but
well, you know what I mean. But
yeah,
you know, the number of touchdowns that she scored versus the number of passes she's made.
It's a huge difference.
It doesn't really actually relate to. I mean, as much ball movement as that sounds like, it's not becoming anything.
Yep. But Albert Wesker.
But has the potential to.
Yes. Albert Wesker with 11. That's pretty big. And then actually Mordfang with 7. Orc's throwing that ball.
Yeah.
Interceptor. We have an interceptor. Albert Wesker got an intercept in this week.
Yeah, he did. He was way out of position for it. Used pass block and his additional point of agility.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yep. Agility 5 pass block.
Caught the ball.
Most violent player, Orderly Dum Dum, pulling in a humongous lead with 8 injuries caused. Orderly Dum Dum going hard in the paint.
Yeah, he is.
Everybody.
That's super fun to watch.
Apparently, everybody else in the league is at 3.
Yeah, right.
Best runner, still Ulrim, not to be.
Hasn't even bothered to play the last 2 games.
And still a relatively good stretch between you and him. Yeah. Still, and then his other runner, pretty big gap between him and Wesker. So
yeah,
I don't know if we'll ever get those.
Wesker keeps throwing the ball, so he's picking up the difference there. Yep, you can see the difference between ground game and not ground game.
Yeah. Best thrower is actually Morg Fang for yards passed. So
Yeah.
going for what appears to be a lot longer passes, despite his 7 less passes than Chesda.
Right. I mean, we watched her throw a lot of 2 or 3 space passes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's interesting to see.
And then Albert Wesker.
It's not something that's not okay.
Orc leading in best throwing.
That's not okay.
Albert Wesker real close behind yards passed from Chesda. Less amount of passes, but getting a little bit of distance in them as well.
Yeah.
And Survivor, kind of a useless stat in the first season, as everybody that is not dead is there.
Perfect.
Best killer, we have there's apparently 7 deaths, plus 1 for a rock throw, so 8 deaths in the league. And it looks like a lot of Snarl-2 Smashes actually have garnered 3 kills.
I see. I don't like that stat because they don't count resurrected deaths. We've seen a lot more deaths, but they've been apothecaried.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, if the apothecary saves him, the apothecary saves him.
Yeah, but I mean, you get the star player points as if it's a kill.
You get him as if it's an injury.
Well, in it, there's no difference.
Best receiver.
No, I still want to argue about this. No, go.
Best receiver, A. Wesker, out there catching balls. How vampires do. And then the Sunday Speedwalkers with all these catches.
Done and done.
But that is the Hall of Fame. I think that's all we got. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's fine.
Okay. Well, 'twas a week. And should have this next week. Everybody's properly moved out where they need to be. Moved in the house. Has internet. Should be playing. I mean, it's sad that we don't have mana anymore, but
yeah, that's all right.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. I know the 3 of you that watch this are loyal, and we respect you and appreciate you.
That's true.
And don't forget to Blood Bowl every day. We'll get one sometime.
Yeah, and we're gonna do something for real. Try to be a little more professional.
Yeah.
I might even wear pants for one of these.
You're lucky that. Well, I'm actually not wearing pants.
And that's a wrap.
Bye.